am super excited to be doing this follow-up interview with the one and only Sheldon Riley, who, wait for it, is going to be representing Australia on Eurovision 2022. It happened. He won. Hello, Sheldon. Thank you so much for tuning in today, sitting with
Thank
me.
you so much for having me again. I won!
You won. It's happened. It's literally happened. I'm super happy about it. I mean, it's no secret that I've been rooting for you. I've been bombarding all of the YouTube videos about you saying winner, 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 because I really believed in your craft, the way that you're so original, and obviously your voice, your music, I mean, goes without saying. But I really want to turn to you and ask, how do you feel? Because this has been the dream for you.
It has. It's still a little bit surreal to me, but it's all sunk in. I've got it and I know what I'm doing. I'm so grateful and I'm so honored. I mean, I'm an independent music artist in Australia, a country that has only ever sent forward record label artists and you mean I wrote the song myself. I did it. I did it on my own with my small team of people around me that do it just because they love me and they believe in me. So I'm so honored. I'm so grateful for everyone that made this happen.
When I was watching your performance, because like this time I personally and all of the fans know a lot about you, a lot about your Eurovision act, because we know the song, we've seen you singing it live. Back in the day, we didn't know anything, and we were relying on some teasers. And now we know a lot, but it was a spectacular performance. And I really want to know what was going on in your head in that moment when you were like so mighty on stage, because it was a brilliant staging. I really want to go back to that moment when you were on Australia Decides and singing your song. What was going on?
I mean, there was a lot. I know that the word like roller coaster of emotions is a bit cliche, but it was a lot. I mean, I went out there, I was like, okay, it's happening, going out there. I want to go back a little bit, like 2 days before when I did the rehearsal, I had a bit of a freak out. I was like, I'm actually doing it. And there's so many people that have dreams and their dreams are either somewhat achieved or they might not reach it, but they find a new dream. Like, this is the dream and I'm doing it right now. So I was just like, what am I doing? Am I ready? Am I prepared? And I just had a moment. I'm like, no, I'm good. And I'm standing backstage. Now fast forward to the performance. I'm standing backstage. I'm like, I've got this. So I walk out, and I mean, the outfit, it didn't look as big as I wanted it to on camera, but in real life, it was huge. I mean, I'm quite a tall person, but the outfit is big, and everyone just went crazy before I even performed. And it was the reaction I've always wanted for the outfits that I've always wanted to wear. And I just got so overwhelmed. I was like, far out. I never in a million years thought I would be on stage at Eurovision wearing a dress. I'm a man wearing a dress. It was so overwhelming. And I don't know, there was just so much going on, but yeah, it was amazing.
The dress situation is also quite spectacular. I mean, I did talk about it on my reaction to your performance. I have a feeling that it was very nicely balanced, that's showing you're both masculine and the feminine energy going on. Like, it definitely fit with your performance, and in that way I think it was just like a full circle moment. But I really would like to know who inspired you, or like what inspired you to create such a deep staging. And it was also a little bit dark too.
Yeah, it was.
Agree with me. So like, what was the inspiration behind the staging of Not the Same?
I just wanted to create a space that felt really isolating and really alone, because I mean, that's what I felt during the time. And I mean, I actually want to quickly say something, because there's a few people that have messaged me about this. I ended up doing an interview with Wee Wee Blogs, which is a Eurovision channel, and I kind of revealed the real meaning of the song. And I'm not apologizing, but want to say to anyone watching that there was a month or two after releasing the song where I just didn't really want to talk about what the song really meant. So I just told people it's more about upbringing, and it was a lot. And I think that's why I got so emotional in the song, because I kind of revealed what the song was actually about, about mental health and illness and autism. And it's something I've never ever spoken about. And looking back, I wish I was more honest in the past and could really share with people what it was about, because it really made much more sense in my mind after explaining it to people. People are saying, oh, it's too dark, it's too hidden. And then I was like, well, I need to tell people what it's actually about, because as someone who, you know, is on the spectrum, I find it really difficult. I'm an extrovert in front of people, but at heart, I'm such an introvert. And I remember writing this song back in the day and feeling so isolated and so alone, and not different. I didn't feel different. I just felt alone. And I mean, thinking back to it now, I wish I'd have walked into the Australia Decides experience being a little bit more honest about what it actually meant, and it would have given a bit more context to the song. But yeah, I mean, I won, so I get to do this now. But it's been a weird little moment for me with this song, because I think I said this to you in the last interview, but I never wanted to release this song. I never wanted it to be the one that I wanted to put forward to Eurovision. I never wanted anyone to hear it. I mean, eventually, once I could kind of make up a different meaning for the song and promote it in a different way, but it kind of caught me off guard. You know, you've got this song that means this, and there's just no time and no thought process to change the meaning. It just is what it is. So, yeah.
I really believe that songs, music has its own entity, like their own entities, and like when they want to come out, you really cannot stop the way that they play out themselves. And like about honesty, like I personally think that musicians are always honest as long as they come up with their music. Sometimes talking can be a little bit overrated, you know, and sometimes explain. Obviously, now that we know the core meaning behind the song, it's amazing for us fans. But the way that you sing it and perform it is already you being honest. I personally really do believe in that, and I think that goes for every musician, every artist who is out there. We were talking about like this is an extra question that came into my mind, but we were talking about what were you looking forward to if you were to get, you know, if you were to win. And now that you've won, have you got like things in your mind that you're like super excited about in this process that already might have happened maybe?
Definitely. I mean, I'm the big one that I never mentioned that I was looking forward to was just the day that Eurovision posted about me. I did a post on Instagram.
Oh, yes.
For like since 2016, I've been tagging Instagram and tagging Eurovision on everything on Instagram. And then I woke up the morning after I won, and there was a message from Eurovision there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. Like I did it. I mean, just it's not necessarily the recognition, but just the idea that it's happening. That's what I was looking forward to, and it's happened. So I mean, I've got new things I'm looking forward to now. I'm looking forward to meeting other artists and seeing the fashion and how people elevate. I mean, you're a massive Eurovision fan, and you know that the national final is amazing, but when it goes to the Eurovision stage, it needs to be 10 times bigger, if not more. So I'm excited to see how people elevate.
Absolutely. Having mentioned that, obviously, even if we know a lot about your song, your staging, this probably may not be the end. I mean, we know from experience that at the semifinals, sometimes we encounter with surprises. Sometimes some acts prefer to revamp their songs. I mean, I really would like to know if you are working on something that is different for your semifinal appearance in terms of your performance. And is there any way that you could tease us with a few things?
I can tease you with it. I can tell you that the staging is completely different. Completely different. Okay. I've got an outfit that is just as beautiful, but 1,000 times bigger. It's new in theme. The theme of it is very different, but the essence is the same. I mean, I'm not revamping the song much at all. I think I just added in trumpets or something. I'm not too sure. I'm keeping it the same. I don't want the song to change. I know that a lot of people change the version to make it more epic for Eurovision, but I didn't want to change anything. I'm really happy with how it performs, but yeah, I mean, I'll try something bigger. I'm really inspired by Dami Im from Australia. I'll probably make the vocal bigger. but then also smaller in some parts as well. Australia was a good test. It taught me where I need to hold back vocally and tell the story more than just sing. Yeah, so like there's a lot. I mean, I can't say much because I mean I said a lot in the past. I gave away a lot of Australian sides. Almost everything I said added right up. But yeah, this one's gonna be huge. It's gonna be really, really, really huge.
How much
Yeah.
more huge could it be? It makes me think.
Oh,
But
just you wait. Just you wait.
I mean, look, when it
It's
comes to you, I'm just gonna let it all be and just enjoy your performance because you always surprise for the better. But Shelton, you finally lost the mask.
I
Uh,
did.
and it happened on your performance. It was super dramatic. Um, I've seen some people asking like in the comments like why is it so dramatic? Why he
Yep.
got so emotional, etc. Can we please talk about that moment, that reveal moment, and how it appeared to you that you wanted to lose the mask now because it's been a big part of your act for so many years?
Okay, so let's strip it right back, and I'll talk about just the first part of actually taking it off.
Yeah.
I was pretty emotional through the song. You can hear it; it's there. If I'm honest, the taking it off, I've read a few things, and I've had a few people say things to me. The taking it off, I wasn't. That wasn't driven by emotion. I was doing this. It was inspired by Sasha Velour taking her wig
The
off.
yeah, the wig.
There was supposed to be strobe lights so that when I did this, it looked like slow motion in movement. That never ended up happening. So people are like, this is so dramatic, too dramatic. That was not supposed to look like that. This was supposed to look like slow-mo when the strobe lights went from black to white. So
Okay.
that was happening. I didn't know. It looked like strobes were happening. So I was just doing the choreography that was set for that moment. However, once the mask was off, you can't really hear it in the video. The crowd went crazy. It was crazy. And it hit me in that moment. I was like, I just did it. Like it happened. I mean, when you rehearse this so many times,
Yeah.
it does lose that sense of what it doesn't lose it, but the sense of why I take it off is a bit less impactful for me. But I forget that that's the first time the audience has seen it, and they went crazy, and it really shook me, and I was like, I'm doing this. I'm singing a song that means so much to me, a song that is expressing to people how I've always felt in a space I've always wanted to be in front of a crowd in a room of people who I knew who were always going to accept me for being me. Like that was so extremely overwhelming. Like I was just like, yeah, but I didn't want my vocal to be compromised. So you can see in that part of the song, I'm like pulling myself together. I'm like, okay, no crying, and take a breath. And then I finished. But that was the moment I think visually you can see it the most, because I don't know. I just, again, I don't know anyone who's had a dream for so long and actually made it happen. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
I'm so extremely proud of myself and the team that I have, because we did it. Like I don't know. I'm really proud.
Yeah. And like, do you think now that you've removed the mask, the maskless Shelton will be a big part of your trademark, or will it be more of an accessory for the
I
future?
mean, I'll wait and see. The mask is a part of my branding. It's what I love. And I was saying this the other day, but the mask originally was a beautiful distraction. It was the thing that covered what I'm most insecure about in my face. I don't like people seeing it. I never have. Hate getting photos of myself taken. It was this thing that was so beautiful that hid my face, but people thought it was so beautiful, and I didn't have to show my face. Now learning to love myself more and going, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect just the way you are, as is everyone else. It's now a thing where I can go, let's actually appreciate the art and what this piece actually is. This is fine Swarovski jewelry that someone spent hours and hours and hours making. Someone that said, I'm going to create a face mask that is completely covered in crystals. If that's not wearable art, I don't know what is. So I don't want to take the mask off and say, I'll never wear one again. The whole point is I take it off, and it's symbolism just to say that we can all control what we put and what we don't put on our faces, how we hide who we are. The person we put forward that day is up to us. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is now. It's not about I wear this to hide myself because I don't love myself. It's I have the option to present myself to the world now. I don't need to have it. I have control of it. And that was a really important thing for me.
Oh, that's so amazing. I mean, you know, so many countries have actually released their songs, their music videos. We're pretty much all the way there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, have you got any personal favorites?
Estonia.
Estonia.
Estonia is my favorite.
Yes! That's a good one.
But in fairness, it was just a week ago that Spain was my favorite, and she still probably is.
I
But
know you really enjoyed Spain's entry this year. Or you did on Instagram stories.
I do. I really, really love Spain. Which I think I said this before. I just, it's so different for me to love someone like Spain. I mean, I respect everyone's performances, but I love sad songs. I love slow ballads. I mean, Salvador, Duncan Lawrence, Barbara Pravi, Jantes, like those performances just that make you so heart crushing. I live for those. But Spain's killer. I absolutely love Spain. It just makes me happy. But Estonia, I am so in love with. What a beautiful song, an incredible artist, and the lyrics are gorgeous. There's so many artists though this year that are so Poland, incredible.
Very good, yeah.
Some really beautiful artists out there.
It's a really good year. It's a really competitive year, and the one thing that really amazes me is the amount of songs that are really emotional. Like it's a very emotionally driven year for Eurovision, and I really love it. I love it so much.
It is. But we've also all been in lockdown. We've all felt pain. We all know what it now feels like to get into our, the thing is Eurovision year after year is the thing that we escape to dance and laugh and have joy. And after we skipped that year and it didn't happen, the comeback was hard. And I think we all felt it. And not just Eurovision, but everything else that happened in the world, it made us all think, and it made us all have to really acknowledge what's actually happening in our lives. So I have no doubt there will be lots of emotional songs this year presented emotionally. Like it was bound to happen, right?
It's all coming out now. Last year it was more of a kind of like the celebration of returning of live,
Right.
like returning to live art. But like I think this year it's a little bit more, okay, this happened, we've been in lockdown, it really messed us up. Let's just put it all out there because now we can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sheldon, I mean, before I wrap up, I just want to ask you, like, what would you like to say to all of the Euro fans who are watching this interview now?
I just want to say thank you so much. I'm so excited to represent Australia with my song. Not the same. It's gonna be really good. And I'm just so grateful and I'm so honored to be representing my country and also just to have the opportunity to be a part of it. I will say this 1,000, a million times, but always competitor aside, Eurovision is everything to me. It's been the thing that has really just proved to me that there's space for everybody. So when I say it's an honor to represent, it's more than that. It's everything. So thank you so much for watching and being a part of my journey.
Oh, thank you so much, Sheldon, for tuning in today. And I love you, we love you, and we'll be watching all of your success with great interest. Good luck and break a leg, and you're amazing. Thank you so much.
My love. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye bye.